Hello, welcome to my channel. So in today's video, I have pulled out my alcohol inks. Now, it has been a long time since I have pulled these suckers out, but I was inspired by Claire from Claire's Card On. She's on Instagram. And I saw her recent posts. She has some alcohol inked, beautiful, beautiful alcohol inked panels that she's turned into some cards. So I was inspired to pull out my alcohol inks as well. Another inspiration was um, Emily Moore Designs have come out with a Christmas release. And in that release, she has some curvy ornament die sets. And I thought I would create some backgrounds that I would turn into some ornaments. So here I am playing with my alcoholics. So I'm going to be creating a ton of backgrounds. This one is, I pulled out reds and pinks, or red and pink, I think, just two different shades. And then I stuck on some uh, uh, metallic, and I think this is just the regular metallic. Um, they're all Tim Hortons, Tim Holtz. I'm in Canada right now, visiting my family. I am house sitting and well, not parents sitting, but I'm in town in Calgary while my brother and sister-in-law go on vacation. So somebody's in town to be by my elderly parents and visit with them and help them out and if they need anything. So I am on Tim Hortons brain. So anyway, my alcohol inks are by Tim Holtz, not Tim Hortons. So sorry about that. I'm sure you wouldn't be confused, but anyway, Tim Holtz. So this is the blending solution I'm putting in, and then I am using a that air bulb or whatever it's called. And it's also Holtz. Oh, I'm going to be doing that all day. Oh my gosh, Tim Holtz air blower, and then I just add you know, this is Yupo paper too. Well, not technically Yupo. I think it's Bria Reese, but it's like a plasticky type of paper, which allows like anything with a real good slippery top. So if it has a slippery top, I wouldn't use regular cardstock. But if it has like a plasticky film, you can use it on what is that called? Acetate. You can use it on. I've used it on glitter paper. Actually, Claire's card on. She's used it on glitter paper too. She's got a really pretty Christmas card using it on glitter paper, but I'm just using it right here on Yupo paper. And then I'm also, because I didn't have much Yupo paper left, or Bria Reese plastic paper, or whatever it's called, and so I pulled out poster board. So poster board, I got this idea from another friend of mine who does excellent alcohol ink stuff. Allison Haikila, and she turned me on to poster board. And this stuff is cheap, for one thing. You can get it at a Dollar Tree or dollar store, and it's got like a film over top of it, or a coating that's slippery. So the alcohol inks will move well, not as like slippery as a plastic that plasticky Yupo paper or Bria Reese paper for alcohol inks, but I think it's still, I use poster board as much as I can because I I'm a skinflint or whatever you would call it. I like to save money. Who doesn't? Who doesn't like to save money, right? And you can get poster board, like I said, anywhere. So it's easy to get. And look at this. This is poster board here. And look at these blues. They're just a flowing. And the silver. And again, I think I don't know if the silver is alloy or if it's just the plain metallic. But it is, like I said, it's not moving as easily as the Yupo paper, but it's still moving really well. And, so go paperboard or poster board. I'm a big fan. So anyway, I add ink and I add blender, add ink, push it around with my air until I'm satisfied with how it looks. And the nice thing about alcohol inks is if it starts to dry the ink, just add some blender solution, which is like an alcohol. It's like isopropyl alcohol almost. You can use that as well. I don't know what the blender solution has other stuff in it. I think to help it flow better than the it works nicer than this isopropyl alcohol in my opinion. But if you don't have any, you can also use the isopropyl alcohol. And just I didn't say this earlier, but just fair warning, this stuff stinks. So use it in a like it's very potent, the alcohol smell. So it's not good for you to be breathing in if unless you have like I have a big fan blowing. If you can do it in a well ventilated area, that kind of a thing, because the fumes from it are pretty potent. So open windows if you can, or well ventilated area, that type of a thing, because yeah, it's not that great to be breathing in for, anybody's lungs, or even, just for dizziness factor, headache factor, it will get to you. So yeah, I suggest that. And a lot of people I've seen, they'll also wear gloves while they're doing this. And I don't like to wear gloves. I like to feel the things, so I just end up getting, dirty fingers or inked up fingers, which doesn't bother me at all. But, if you want to have clean hands, by all means, wear a pair of gloves while you're doing like those little nitrile gloves, or, whatever you may have on hand. So, yeah, this is just me playing. And this is, like I said, I think this one. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, so now the first one I did with the pinks and the reds has kind of dried enough, but some areas when you're working with alcohol inks will not, it's still kind of sticky when you're finished. So anytime I have that, I see as a great opportunity to add some foil and elements. So I just pull out some like deco foil, or any foil that you might have for your foiling. So I am struggling here to get this foil cut. It's a new roll. And so I just cut off a little piece, and then I just lay it over any areas that I think might be sticky. And then I just apply like a little bit of pressure with my finger. And you can see it will pull off it'll leave the gold foil, and transfer it onto my alcohol inked part. So it adds, if you don't, you don't have to do this if you don't want to, but I always, I always add a little, I always like to add a little, gold or silver, depending on what color I'm using, of my alcohol inks. Gold or silver, um, little elements wherever I can. So I'm just, yep, you can see I'll just try it out anywhere. And I think, adding the little gold to, like depending on what you're going to use these panels for, you can, here I am getting another little piece because the other one's kind of all used up. So I'm going to get another, cut up and cut off another little piece. But anyway, so back to what I was saying. If you, depending on what you're using it for, you may want to not add any, gold or silver or metallic highlights. But because I'm going to be turning these into Christmas ornaments, I thought gold and silver highlights would be appropriate. So here I am. You can see it's just random, because that's, I think, I don't know what causes those. I think it's just a buildup of that alcohol ink, that doesn't dry all the way. I really don't know the science behind it, but some areas, sometimes you get some stickiness and sometimes you don't. That reminds me of the commercial. Sometimes you feel like a nut and sometimes you don't. Anyway, I'm getting on a tangent. Um, so anyway, there is that one. And then like I said, I will use these, pull in the deco foils or the foils anywhere on any of the panels that I create, just anywhere that I think might have some stickiness. And the alcohol inks that I am using, the Tim Holtz alcohol inks, they are just some of the regular ones. And then I also, you'll see me using, look at that. Isn't that pretty? All those little shimmery spots of shine. And then this one I think is beautiful. However, I did not film. I forgot to turn on my camera when I was doing my um, pouring it on and creating it. So anyway, this is green. It's just one color, so green, and you can see the different variants you get in there. You get the dark green, you get the really light kind of lime type green, and even up in the middle, and the very top, almost where I am right now, there's almost like a blue green, so a turquoisey, and even in the bottom left corner, there's a little bit of like so. That's what I love about these is that you get, even if you use just one color, you can create a bunch of different variants or hues or tones, or I don't know what the terminology is, but you can get all those different shades just in that one color. And I apologize for not remembering to turn on my camera when I filmed myself making this panel. And again, this panel I know is Yupo paper. And what I liked about doing this video is because I did the two different types of paper, you can see, and I'm calling it Yupo paper. It's that's the brand, I think, or I don't know if it's a brand, but anyway, a lot of times it's called Yupo paper, or you can use it like a plastic or a coated paper. But this is a like a synthetic paper, is what it is. It's not like a real paper. So anyway, so what was I saying? Oh yeah, so you can see the difference between the two. You can see the difference between the synthetic paper and the poster board. And that way you can decide what you want to do. To use. Now, like I said, I feel like the poster board. See, look at that golden, and here I am just touching it to see if there's any other sticky areas. And this here, I believe, is, it may just be, yeah, I can't remember. I think it's a pearl. Um, and I apologize for jumping all around in my commentary. I haven't finished my first cup of coffee this morning. But anyway, as I was saying, this here is a pearl. I've also used metallics, I've used alloys, and I've used just regular inks. Um, and I will post, because I'm away, I can't look at the particular ones that I use, because I videoed this quite a little while ago, a few weeks, and I've been doing a lot since then, getting ready to come up because I'm up here for a few weeks. So anyway, I don't recall the particular color names that I use, but I will try to link them in the Dropbox below. And look at this, like, see the purples you get the deep purple, you get kind of like a magenta color, you get a pink color. It's just really nice. And this is on poster board as well. And you can see, look at how well it flows on the poster board. So it is, you get those nice cloudy kind of wispy feels. And you can also get sort of like the regular kind of the ones that have the I guess lines or edges to it too. So you can get all that with the poster board. And I think what makes a big difference in how your alcohol inks flow too, or how they look, is the amount of alcohol ink that you're using. Like if you're just using a little bit of alcohol ink, you're not going to have as much of a, you know, If you're using a lot of alcohol inks, I'm saying you'll just have a real nice kind of all one tone. But if you drop it in like this, like I'm doing here, it may be a little more choppy. I don't know what I would say, but it's not as, cloudy or wispy or whimsical. I don't know. But anyway, um, that's that one. I love that one, how that turned out. And here I think I'm pulling in another pearl, and this is a red one. Um, and one thing I also found when I pulled out my alcohol inks, because I hadn't used them for, I don't know, maybe a year. It was a long time anyway. So, because they were just sitting in a little drawer, some of them, especially the metallics where you have the little ball in there, they didn't. I don't know if they dried up but it was hard. The alloys worked better, and I don't know if it's because they were not as old as my just regular metallics, but some of them I wasn't able to, of the metallics, I wasn't able to use. Like the gold one, I think was a problem, um, and such. Like it had dried up, so that that ball that's inside of the thing, I could not dislodge it to incorporate the metallic with the rest of the paint or the inks. Um, but yeah, you can see how I have one section that's kind of all wispy, and then the other section that is more like uh, chunky. I don't know. Words are not doing well this morning. But yeah, you'll see me again just adding and blowing and adding and blowing all along. Pardon me. So yeah, and you'll see too, even that one area where there's a lot of ink, it still looks like it's going to be wet afterwards, like sticky, so that I'll be able to add some gold elements there too. So yeah, I like that one. And I set them aside to dry, and then I'll add more. This one was really nice. This pearlized, and then I'm dropping in some gold alloy. It might be statue that I'm using. And then again, I put in the alcohol ink. I mean, the blending solution. Sometimes you'll see me put the blending solution on first and then add alcohol inks. Sometimes I do it the opposite way. I'll do the alcohol inks first and then add blending solution. And again, it all depends on what you prefer, what look you're going for. And here's again, I'm adding, ink, I'm adding blending solution, I'm blowing it just to get like a real interesting, you know, look. And then I'll stop when I like what I'm seeing. And like I said, this one here is a pearl. So it'll have that kind of like pearlized look once it's dry. And I really love this color of green. It is really, really beautiful. And it kind of reminds me of like a pine green or something like, so I find it very Christmassy. So that is going to be really nice to turn into ornaments. And I don't know why. I don't know if my table is uneven or what, but everything rolls like that. That blower rolls towards me. If I'm using a pickup stick, that rolls towards me. Everything will roll onto my whatever I'm working on. It can be so frustrating. I need to have a stopper. I'll put my magnets on the side so it doesn't roll towards me. But this blower does have ridges that should stop it, but sometimes it doesn't. So that I think I'm finished with. Oh no, I'm going to add a little bit more to the white space there. And also, you don't have to fill up your whole sheet. You can leave white space. So say you only want like a wisp going through. You don't have to have everything alcohol inked. You can leave white space. So don't be afraid of the white space. Oh, and this one is the pearlized. I think it's villainous, it's called, I think. But here, yeah, you'll see me adding, and make sure, like these ones also, because they have that pearlized whatever it is in their mica or something, it has little balls. So when you're shaking it, want to make sure you're hearing that ball, because that's what mixes the alcohol ink in with the pearlized whatever it is. So yeah, and I just add a ton of alcohol ink to that. And then I pick it up too, because with a lot of the alcohol ink, like if you're moving it around, of course, I mean, if you pick it up and move it around, it's gonna, it's gonna move on its own. And then I'm dropping in the alloy as well. And I think this is might be sterling. Um, I'll have to look and see. And like I said, I'll drop it in the Dropbox in the video description box below. And yeah, so that's that. And I really love. I think I prefer the alloys to the metallics. And the difference, I'm not sure what the technical difference is, but I find with the alloys, you have these like ribbon, creates like little ribbons of metal, kind of metallic look to it. Like it does kind of puddle, but then it, like if you see on the lower right hand side, um, there's like a ribbon of that alloy there as well. So, yep. And then I'll probably set this off to its side, and then I will die cut them when I am sure that everything is dry on those panels. But yeah, you'll see, getting back to the differences in the paper, you'll see a difference, or I know there's a big difference. And this is what kind of also sold me on poster board more so than on the synthetic papers or the eupoplastic papers, like they're all interchangeable. Um, Names for them, I guess, or terms. But that the synthetic paper or plastic paper uh, doesn't die cut as well. I find it's much more difficult for me to get a die to cut all the whole way through, even with shims and whatever paper or whatever you want to use to help with the cut. I always, always, always have a problem getting it to cut all the way through the paper perfectly. But with poster board, not the case. Not the case. Now, the poster board's a little bit thicker, but it does, I find, it's just so much easier to cut through. And I really like this one too. I think I wasn't paying attention when I was talking to which one this is, but I think it possibly is a pearlized one, but I'm not sure. Again, in the Dropbox, I'll have as much as I can recall going through here. But yeah, you'll see the veins, or of the yeah, it's a pearl. See the veins of the alloy. I just really love that look. And that's what I love about those alloys. The metallics don't seem to do that as much. There we go. And then which colors? Oh, purple. And see how much I'm using here? That's a lot of alcohol ink. And then I add in my blending solution. And this one is going to be very like soft because of the amount of alcohol ink that I used. And then again, I'm getting that more blending solution in there. So you're not going to have as many like puddles or ridges. And I think I might even add more alcohol. No, maybe not. Oh, there was a piece of something. I don't know. Piece of whatever, paper or something that got on there. But you see how it's just really flowing, and it's very flowy. It'll dry like that as well. So yeah, don't be afraid to use your as much or as little alcohol ink as you want. Like I said, I put a ton on it to begin with. And then the more you work it with your air blower, the more it's going to like have dark spots and light spots and the veining and things like that. So if you want a wispier look, then don't overwork it. And if you do overwork it, you can add more alcoholing. I mean, more blending solution. It's just very easy to manipulate. Yeah, I don't know why I'm blowing it so much, but there I am. But yeah, and you can even see with that one color all the different kind of dark and light and pink that is in that. And, yep. Oh gosh, more, still more. And this one I think is a red pearlized one. And I think I only did 2 sheets of the synthetic paper because I was almost finished. So I thought, the package that I had was almost finished. So I thought, well, I might as well just use it up, and then I'll pull in the poster board that I had. And the poster board that I had, you can get them in like smaller sheets, but I had leftover. See, look at the roll of the Blinken paintbrush. But the poster board that I had was like big poster size from when my son was in school doing projects and things like that. So I think here I'm using the pearlized red. I can't remember the name of it, but I will try to find it. And then using the gold alloy, which again might be the statue one. Well, statue? Wrong? No, yeah. Again, I'll try to find those. So yeah, if you haven't heard of Emily Moore Designs, she has really great dies and stamp sets and products. I mean, she does very, very smart designs so that they can work interchangeably with each other. They're really, really great. I love her stuff. She's fairly new. But if you haven't checked them out, check them out. And you can use my code, I think it's Queen Lore 10 for her. Site. But yeah, she has a new release out. She releases some really wonderful products, and the new release is a lot of Christmassy stuff. I received a holly berry. I think I can't remember, but it's a layering stamps or layering stencil set, and I've used that already, and I will post what I did with that. But she's got these ornaments. She has like little charms to add. She's got a bow set, which is really, really pretty. It adds different, like 3 different size bows that you can add to your ornaments or to anything. And then here's just all the ones that I did. They're all dry, they're all finished. And leave a comment and let me know which one. I love this one. Leave a comment and let me know which one's your favorite. And I love this one too. Uh, and then here's the stamp set, or I'm sorry, the die set, and it's called Curvy Dies. 3 different dies, size ornaments, and it has the little things at the top to add on as well, so that they can hang. That ornaments do. And then I'm cutting the paper so that it'll go into my die cutting machine. I'm just going to cut around these ornaments so that, yeah, because I don't have, I do have a big, huge die cutting machine, but I just want to cut them because I have a smaller plate to go in there, a Gemini. But here is the cut of the Yupo paper, and you can see some of it goes all the way through and some of it doesn't. So it's kind of frustrating for me. Yeah. So I pull in my scissors, and I'm going to, because again, it's cut most of the way through, but not all. So I'm just going to see, and you can see me checking to see if any of it's just going to come through. So I have die cut them, and then I use the rest, the lines that it leaves. Like this one did pretty good. And then the part that it didn't cut, I just use I'm using my fussy cutting scissors and just hand cutting it along that, I guess it's a score line now. But that's what's to me frustrating about my synthetic paper. And like I say, I use the shims, I use like extra paper on top, and it doesn't seem to matter. It just, that paper, I if I can get away without using the synthetic paper, I will, because it's just I like the poster board. I'm a fan of the poster board, if you can't tell. So then I am, yeah, just peeling off my masking or my washi tape. So there are the 3 red ones. Now you'll see the difference because this is poster board. Oh, I just love these purple ones. They're very like, they'd be great for Halloween. Like if you were really into Halloween, which I am, and you want to make Halloween ornaments, because some people do like Halloween trees and Christmas trees. Or I guess it wouldn't be a Christmas tree. It would be a Halloween tree. So there are, see, look at how easy. That's the poster board. And I think this is poster board too. So what I do with my ornaments, my dies, is I just kind of search look at how pretty that's going to look. I search out the best parts of the paper to use. Well, when you have a lot of the big ornaments, you don't have as much of an option. And this is the Yupo paper. I love this green one, but it had me frustrated because again, it's not gonna cut all the way through. So I have to fussy cut. So there we go, fussy cutting. But yes, you will see, like my video here is me mainly showing you the difference between the Yupo paper and the poster paper, poster board, and the beautiful shape of the ornaments that come out. I haven't done anything with these ornaments yet. I've only cut them. So that's it. I hope you enjoy. Stay tuned for more videos. Bye.